rights that we already have. We are born with inalienable rights, endowed to us by our Creator. They are not given to us, and they cannot be given away. The most a person can do with a right is choose whether to exercise it or not. Maritime admiralty law is what's known as the law of the water. It is superseded by civil law and only applies to those who willingly contract themselves into it. The definition of admiralty law is a body of private international law governing the relationships between private entities which operate vessels on the oceans. Let's look at how and why a form of law that is fashioned to govern corporations, businesses, and vessels has imposed its rule over natural human beings. This is all done through a form of word magic. A simple perversion of language has made it possible to convince people around the world that these alternative laws apply to them. One of the predominant beliefs in modern culture is that licenses, permits, registrations, and other forms of documentation are required to operate motor vehicles, use public roads, build structures and establishments, engage in free enterprise, and much more. Sadly, these beliefs are based on little to no investigation whatsoever, and are false.
Well, you can listen to that anytime you like.
Is perpetuated by maritime admiralty law.
On YouTube, if you just do a search for maritime
docking in foreign nations for the import or export of products and resources. It deals with banking and merchant affairs, not civil affairs. When a product is taken off of a ship and brought into a foreign land, that nation takes custody of the resource and accounts for it with a certificate. That certificate marks the birth date of that product in the custody of the respective nation. Think of why it is supposedly required to have a certificate of live birth in the first place. The Barron's Dictionary of Banking Terms defines a certificate as a paper establishing an ownership claim. So right there, we notice that everyone with a birth certificate is defined as being owned.
To do something. Unless you tap them on the shoulder and say, hey, you know what you just did then? That is your right.
The United States declared bankruptcy on March 9th of 1933.
Shouldn't have to tell people you can do it.
The U.S.
It is your
began
right
taking
to
out
do it.
loans from a private, non-government affiliated corporation
Everyone
called
should
the
know
Federal
their
Reserve.
own rights and what
With
they
no money to pay back the
do,
loans, the United States began using the citizens as collateral. All birth and marriage certificates are literally warehouse receipts. Just look at the similarities of warehouse receipts and birth certificates. Both document the date of issue, a serial number, registration number or receipt number, a description of the product, and an authorized informant to notify the appropriate government agency.
This is part 2.
With all of this information being readily available, the majority of people are unaware of their involvement with maritime admiralty law.
Good
This is
guess,
possible through
402
the
on
manipulation of
the
language.
5th of July.
This admiralty law changed the meaning of the word person from a natural living person to a corporation. Driver's licenses, vehicle registrations, auto insurance
Try and
forms,
pause this and keep it going. Yep, still recording, which is good. Now, I've got a video here of a phone call. I'll play. Once I work out where it is. Quite a few of these. My daughter gets my phone, and I end up with hundreds of phone calls. We don't want to talk about off-cooked meat at McDonald's. Yes, we all know where the corporation comes from, who owns it, and all that. But alright, today's subject, or this part, the subject for this part 2, is Sergeant Khan from Matoa Police Station. I believe he's off sick at the moment, or been sacked, or fucking hopefully, but yeah. Have a listen. I'll try and upload it to YouTube later on.
Things like this, the coppers should be looking at, and they claim that this is where the truck was, and it was annoying them. She doesn't even drive on the fucking road.
Basically, that's footage from out the front of my house. A little gopher driving down the fucking road. I've got a fine here from Carney. Everyone calls him Carney. Sergeant Khan's Matoa Police Station. Big fat old bastard. Very interesting news I found out. He got kicked out of Horsham Police Station. Well, he got told to leave due to the fact that a detective, Perry, who will be a name that will pop up later on over the next week or so, busted him drink driving. He basically turned around to him and said, well, get the fuck out of my station. He's been to 2 other stations prior to Matoa. No one likes him on the force. And I believe that he only lives just down the road from me. He drinks at the local pub. There's a little bit more information about him, I know, but I don't believe in airing dirty laundry, unlike the coppers do. But yeah, well, see all these grey hairs, which a lot of people of you will be looking at. I've got a bald patch just here, another bald patch on this side somewhere. That's hard to see unless I'm looking at a mirror, but yeah. And a little bit of hair, which is actually a bit of a mohawk starting of very little hair. I'm 39 years old. Yes, I have done prison time. Yes, I have committed crimes. But some of the crimes I were incarcerated or punished for, a lot of you would say that it's not a crime. The basic law, do no harm to others, and thou shalt not steal. Yes. Yes, I have stolen from people in the past. That is my past. I was actually brought up by the government system. I was the ward of the state till I was 16 years old. The story goes on and on. 39 years of it. But I'm only going to take you back the last 12 months. I was a naughty boy, shit, about 5-6 years ago. Did something I shouldn't have. I have now paid the price. I was sentenced to a parole period of 12 months. with 6 or 8. It was 18 months with 6 on the bottom. So I was meant to do 6 months, get out, and do 12 months on parole. Turned out I did 9.5 months in, and about the same on the rest on parole. 21 days to go. I went in to see me parole officer for the second last time. I was doing everything by their book, which I've actually put photos up of some of their bullshit they make you do, but that's another episode. It's probably way too early, like 4 o'clock. I've got my daughter asleep at the moment. She'll be awake in about, I'd say about 3 to 4 hours. Yeah. Anyhow, you all seen the videos of the in-car video from the highway patrol officer in Horsham. I'm not even going to mention her name. Everyone knows who it is. She did wrong. She doesn't want to admit it. She doesn't even want to communicate with me anymore. Told me to talk to the prosecution. Prosecution won't reply to me, won't do anything. The courts don't want to fucking do anything. Move on to the next thing. I've got family court now. I believe that I wouldn't be in family court or in this situation with my ex-partner if this Horsham highway patrol officer actually did her job properly and didn't kidnap me. There was also 2 other police officers there at the time. I've issued a notice of claim on, also a sergeant at Horsham Police Station, the one who bailed me. Of also the manager of the Office of Corrections in Horsham. Out of, I think it's 5 or 6 of them, it was just a pissy little fucking notice of claim. It wasn't even worded right, but it got a bite. The coppers I didn't expect to bite from or anything. They would have legal department looked at, yeah, whatever. All the sergeants, everyone in high authority in the police force of any state in Australia will know once they get to a detective or higher, a senior sergeant, their little secrets put into a book for them, so they know exactly what they are doing and how they are doing it wrong, because they have to be taught how to do it wrong the right way to start with, so they get away with it. Until people like us come along and throw a spanner in the works. Yes, we have worked out your game, because that is all it is, a game. A game of words to start with. We never ever use I. If you want to find out what the word I stands for in their game, go to any bank and ask them for the code of banking policy, and in that look up the word I, you, or I and you, obviously, but we all know what that means. You're the customer, and guess what? The customer pays all the time. You don't want to be the customer. You want to be the administrator of your estate. That's why when you say we, you are talking about you, yourself, and your birth certificate. Simple. That's all. You take control of your birth certificate by saying that you're the administrator to the estate, and they are playing with that bond in the court. And even the courts, what people say don't even exist, well, they don't. I have a registered company. On the terms it says what type of business. I said other, and in the box where you're meant to say whatever you do, I said everything. So I have a company registered with the license to print money. I'll get to that in another episode. So this one started off carny. Over the first probably half a dozen will have just a lot of mumbo jumbo about me, who I am, what I'm doing, and why I'm doing it. If you don't like it, don't listen. Here's a bird for you. Good night. If you're still here and still listening, thank you. It's only 45 minutes or 15 minutes into this one, half an hour on number one. The problem is I've got to try and find the bloody files on this computer, so it's going to be annoying just trying to dig them out. But yeah, I'll manage to find something and also get a better program. So there's other videos of him. Oh, actually, this one is I got pulled over in Horsham. One of the fines I've given you, which I haven't shown you. I will, while this is playing, unregistered, had a permit on it just to be a smart ass to the coppers, no plates. Went in to buy a few things, get a few things for the car, got some wiper blades and pulled over. 3 cop cars, 6 coppers. quite a laugh actually, but yeah, sort of pissed them off. I think they wanted to lock us up for something in their books what was wrong, but yeah, that didn't happen. I dare say I know what would have happened if they did lock me up, or when they eventually find something in their books they can throw at me, and which I won't be able to talk my way out of. But yeah, we'll see how we go on that. It was a $795 fine, I think it was. Once again, highlighted areas. Date of offence. And that was Wimberg or some shit. Fucking ID number is 39202 Horsham MUN or Horsham Highway Patrol Unit. By looks, can't quite make out the name, but once again, have a look at this one. This is 25 minutes later. Okay, date of offence or time was date of infringement notice 29th. Oh shit, where is it? Expiry 738 1707 on the 29th of the 5th, and this one was 1745 29th of the 5th. double dipping, aren't they? That's 14, 15, say $1,500. No, probably a little bit over 1560, 14, oh, 1472. There you go. In an hour. That's one hell of an expensive trip, don't you think? But what I want to know is why she hasn't even the local copper, who I was going to show you a video of in a sec, didn't even put the vehicle type, rego details or anything on it. So I'll be inquiring about that. Right, this video, this is when she didn't even say she was going to send me a fine, but you'll have a laugh. I'll upload the clip itself to Facebook.
Information for you. Yeah, I don't know how much you know about the Constitution and people's rights. And you realise when you ask for someone's licence, you're asking them to commit fraud. Because when your name's in full capital letters, especially government property, owned by the corporation.
When whose name is?
Well, any ID, you've got driver's licence, birth certificate, anything like that. It's all in capital letters. You can notice yourself. All your
Driver's license.
Yep.
You sure? Have you got one?
It's only short, but I think I had a fair bit there.
Are you kidding?
That's March 76. Permit number is UVP 0040 847. Issue date 28 16th June. No, 20th of May, sorry. 16th June. How well do you know your job?
I hate traffic.
You hate traffic.
Yeah, I don't. I don't really.
But being a police officer, you do realise, yeah. Sorry, I should have.
Oh, is this not one of those online ones?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You do realise you are out of uniform too, don't you?
Why?
Without your hat on?
I actually get a headache.
Yeah.
Wearing it?
That's, yeah. But, did you realise the oath you swore to be a police officer?
Yeah.
You don't have to act under that oath if you haven't got your full uniform on.
No, really?
You know that.
Bullshit. Yeah, what a load of shit that was, hey? That's Miss E. Taylor from Matsoa Police Station. She basically admitted that she was out of uniform, and the reason why she was out of uniform, it gives me headaches. Well, guess what? You're unlawfully acting unlawful. After all that, she still sent a fine out. Now, she didn't even bloody register the proper details on that. There's 3, and I know there's probably half a dozen more there. Fines what they sent me. Amongst all my paperwork I've got to go through, which will be this week sometime. Sort it all out. I'll clean up for one court case and get started on the next. Building Commission one's coming up September, but maybe in October now. Their lawyers sent me a letter on fancy paper, not registered post. O'Brien lawyers. Quite funny. I call her a little pit bull, and said it to her face when I was in court last time, and she didn't know what to say. Don't talk to me like that, you dumbass lawyers. VBA, Victorian Building Authority versus Medley. Court number E1409257. We are writing to inform you that an application has been made by the Victorian Building Authority to vacate the scheduled hearing date of the 4th of September 2015 and to relist the final hearing on the 8th of October at Horsham Magistrates Court. In order to facilitate this request, the matter has been listed for the 1st of July, and I only got this on the 3rd of July. We have attempted to inform you, however the message is returned, rejected, in the event of that you consent to the process relisting of this matter for final hearing on the 8th of, please advise us as a matter of urgency. Please advise the writer as a matter of urgency. So without my consent, they're not going to get the courts to do it. I could drag it out longer, which I, in the right mind of saying yes, I'm going to drag it out. So I'll write to them saying, hey, I'll agree on one condition. Well, one of 2 conditions you can meet. The first one, adjourn it into the 4th of July 2016, or accept my schedule fee and let's take it to court on the 8th. My schedule fee minimum cost will be $200,000 for them to get me into court. I want to see if with this court case, and I've got maybe 1 or 2 more coming up in regards to fines and a few other bits and pieces. I just want to see what works and what doesn't. Obviously what doesn't won't be too good, but I believe that at the last resort, if it goes to court, it can still be beaten in court unless you get a corrupt judge. There is corrupt judges who will lock you up for contempt of court you'll do 3 to 6 months, maybe longer in some cases, until you basically say, yeah, I'll shut your bloody mouth about the constitutional rights of the common man and woman. But that's where you need to have witnesses with you in court. Well, anyhow, this is the end of part 2. It is probably a little over half an hour after when we first started, so what's that, 4:30? I'm debating whether I should stay up and just keep recording. Yeah, I probably will actually stay up all night, so I'm only just starting these recordings, as you can see. No real big fucking backdrop to say, hey, I'm king shit. I'm not. This is my land room. Welcome to it. I've got a 5-year-old daughter. Well, 4 3/4. She's 5 in August. Cute little kid. You will see photos of her on my profile and that, videos if you're a friend. But yeah, thanks for listening, and talk to you soon.